السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا محمد عبده ورسوله عليه الصلاة والسلام. يقول الله عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. ويقول الله عز وجل: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. ويقول الله عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. اللهم اجعلنا من الفائزين والتائبين. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the righteous and unite our hearts and give us victory in this dunya and akhirah. And no victory will happen illa bi nasrillahi azza wa jal. وَمَا النَّصْرُ إِلَّا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ وَإِن تَنْصُرُوا اللَّهَ يَنْصُرْكُمْ. If you give victory to Allah, Allah gives you victory. So Allah does not need our victory. Does not need us to give Him victory. Subhanallah. إنه هو الذي خلق السماوات والأرض تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in many ayats in the Quran, in many surahs, we read His magnitude, His majesty, His greatness. And He has created us. We're dead from death, and He brought us to life, and we're going to return where we came from, and then we're going to return to eternity. Imma al-Jannah, imma al-Nar. So either you're going to go to Jannah, either you're going to go to Nar. Wal-Jannah, ذلك الفوز العظيم. So we must understand our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must know how to maneuver ourselves as a Ummah Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, through the ups and downs, through the trial and tribulation, through the blessing, when Allah gives us health, wealth, children, and when we don't have those things. So Allah tried to make a balance in your life. Allah tried to give you signs to come to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we declare we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we must follow our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidul Khalq wa Khatam al-Anbiya wal Mursaleen alayhi salatu wasalam. Is the best creation that ever was created is our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We should follow what he says. We should follow his teaching. It is extremely important. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him for us to show us how to do things. As Moses alayhi salatu wasalam, he was sent to Bani Israel. As Isa, as Sayyiduna Nuh, and many prophets that we know and we don't know. So we must understand our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In anything you do, in your field, you know your field, because you want to be successful. You know when you're doing certain things, you're going to gain more things. When not doing certain things, you're going to lose, more things. It'll be financially, it'll be emotionally, all these things we tend to know. But when we come to our deen, we fall short. We speak about it, but we don't put it to practice. And that's extremely dangerous. When you know what Allah told you, don't you think that Quraysh knew who the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was? Did they worship Allah? Yes, but they made an association with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam came and started to practice the wahy, before that, Quraysh loved him. But once he started to tell him, you can't do these things, you can't practice, then he became the enemy. But he continues because he knows وَمَا النَّصْرُ إِلَّا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. And he knows إِنَّ قُلُوبَ بَنِي آدَمْ بَيْنَ أَصَابِعِ الرَّحْمَنِ يُقَلِّبُهَا كَيْفَ يَشَاءُ. So the heart of the human being at the fingertip of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can invest all the money in the world in our children, take him to the best Muslim school. The outcome is not in my hand or in your hand. But with the dua and sincerity and obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi sada'i wa dara, in front of everyone and in isolation. Not when you are in isolation, nobody see you, you do what is impossible. You do things that's not pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we must understand these things. We as Muslim, Ummah Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, we are on the side of the truth. We should never be intimidated by anything. وَمَا النَّصْرُ إِلَّا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. You might lose certain things. You might lose certain battles. But the battle of life, the battle of Jannah and Nar, we're on that side. And as a Muslim, yes, we want others to come to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we're falling short to do so. Because we're not asking people to come to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are scared to go and give them the da'wah. We are scared to tell them, come, obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Come, I love you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we as an ummah, we butting heads. We still have conflict that have no value in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, we're going to, as the Sahaba did, they disagree on certain things. But their heart always stayed clean. And this is what we must understand. وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ وَيَقُولُونَ هَؤُلَاءِ شُفَعَاؤُنَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. And they worship beside Allah things that hurt them, nor profit them, and they say these are our intercessors with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we do that. And there is a shirk al-khafi, the way how we deal with certain things, the way how we ask others to make things for us. Nothing happens except by the will of Allah. Nothing. You have to put this in your mind. Nothing happens except by the will of Allah. The money you make, the wife you marry, the children you have, the status you have, the position you have in your job, nothing happens except by the will of Allah. When you start saying, I did this, then you enter in a shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't do anything. You will do everything, and then you say, everything from Allah. Allah does not tell you stay and become lazy and say, things are going to happen. Allah wants you to do things. Wants you to get up and pray. Wants you to go to work. Wants you to take care of your family. Face the challenges. But in your mind, what Allah has decreed, Allah has decreed. But my intention, it is to please Allah. In everything you do, your business is a ibadah. Dealing with people is a ibadah. Making money is a ibadah. As long as you use this for the benefit to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the benefit of others. Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyya rahmatullahi alayh, in one of his books, and I picked up this page, فصل 10 لا ينتفع بها الناس. 10 أشياء ضائعة لا ينتفع بها الناس. علم, the first thing. The 10 things that are not going to benefit you, Ibn al-Jawziyya discuss them, and they are really very, very, very powerful if you look into inside yourself and start, writing down what you are doing and how this affects you. علم لا يعمل به. You have a knowledge that Allah has given you and you don't use it to practice. If we come into the deen, there are many scholars, they don't take the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They take the side of the politics, of the rulers, whatever it is, and they are pleasing these people, and that's al-khusran al-mubin, that you're going to lose everything in this dunya and akhirah. Because when you have knowledge, you have to use it to practice. You have to benefit others. The same thing, you have knowledge in a field. Let's say you're an engineer. You use that to benefit yourself and to make money. But in your mind, I'm doing this, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you study to get a degree, and I want to become a doctor, and my purpose, yes, to make money. Allah does not tell you don't make money. Allah does not tell you you shouldn't try to become wealthy. Allah doesn't tell you none of these things. Islam wants you to be very powerful, financially influential, and succeed in the dunya and akhirah, and acquire knowledge to benefit yourself and others and humanity. But when we have knowledge and we hold it back, and we hoard it, and we don't use it to practice, it has no value, and would be held against you when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَعَمَلٌ لَا إِخْلَاصَ فِيهِ وَلَا اقْتِدَاء. And you do things, there is no sincerity in it. Your intention, it is not about pleasing Allah. Your intention about pleasing others, looking good, show off. This is not going to benefit you. You have to have sincerity in every ibadah you do. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَلِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. Everything starts with intention. What is the intention when you come to the masjid? It is you come to meet with people and hang out and get some information. Or it is you come in to sincerely make salat and please to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we with the jama'ah. So now, which one going to benefit you? And this is what we must understand when Ibn al-Jawziyya rahmatullahi alayhi, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya said that. وَمَالٌ لا ينتفع منه فلا يستمتع به جامعه في الدنيا ولا يقدمه أمامه إلى الآخرة. Money. Allah gives you so much money. You should show it on you. You should enjoy it. Let your family enjoy it. Don't be among the musrifin. Do not waste it. But you should. You should show it on you. You should use it to practice, open businesses, open whatever might be, create jobs in the community. And part of it should be forwarded to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Invested in digging wells, creating educational schools, shelters, masajid, creating things that benefits Muslims and humanity. But if you make all this money and you are stingy, you are a miser, you live in agony because what Allah has given you can take it away. So this money is not benefiting you as a person right now, and it's not going to benefit you when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are fundamental to our deen. When we say we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is give and take. Allah gives you and wants you to do something with it. It is not about you hoarding, about you keeping everything to yourself. Knowledge, money, whatever Allah has given you, you must share it with your community, with people. If you teach one person how to read one ayah in the Quran, it is sadaqah, jariyah. When you return to Allah and that person, every time he reads that ayah, you're benefiting from it. And we have so many Arabs that they are fluent, mashallah. and they fail to donate 1 hour a week to their community. 1 hour a week. Commitment. I am going to volunteer 1 hour a week. And I'll knock on every masjid to find somebody who's going to accept you. But your intention, it is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is how we become better. This is how we become, as the Prophet said, he compared the Muslim and Mu'min like a bee. You take and give. You take what's beneficial and you give something better that is more beneficial. The bee does not hold everything. It takes from the flowers and the herbs and gives you honey that is beneficial to you. So it takes and gives. We take sometimes and give bad, and we hurt people in the process and do things. And we must not act in such a way. وقلب فارغ من محبة الله والشوق إليه والأنس به. A heart that is empty from the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A heart that is empty from the love. But how are you going to achieve contentment? How are you going to achieve tuma'nina? Peace of your heart, peace of your mind. How are you going to achieve that if your heart is empty from the love of Allah and the love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How is? Because you lost your relationship with Allah. That means I have to go back and review. If my heart have emptiness and have sadness and a misery, there is a problem. Yes, we face challenges sometimes in our life, in our businesses, with our families. We lose our loved ones. We are struggling. Don't you think that Allah sees what we're going through? But do we trust Allah that He knows what is best for us? Many times we try to do businesses and it doesn't work. Many times we go to colleges, we get education, we get these degrees and we don't get the job. There is no reason to be mad. You continue your journey until you return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you do trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do have husnul dhanni billahi azza wa jal. You do love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the example of many prophets faced challenges with their people. When they came with the da'wah, they were isolated, they were hurt, they were exiled. So we must learn from this beautiful deen, the deen of Islam. وَبَدَنٌ مُعَطَّلٌ مِنْ طَاعَتِهِ وَخِدْمَتِهِ. So your body that Allah has given you, this is jawarih, your legs, your hands and this, what do you use them for? Do you use them in ta'atillahi azza wa jal? Do you use them to serve humanity? Do you use them to make ibadah? Do you use them to make tasbih? Do you use your body and your strength in a positive way, or it is to harm others? If you have a relationship between you and your wife, do you use your body to hurt her? Or use your body to show compassion, love? This is what we must understand. That we lose the strength to show love to our children. We lose our strength to punish our children and curse them and push them around like we are Fir'aun. If your body is used to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah gives you this jawarih. Allah gives you the way to make sujood. Go ask someone who cannot make sujood, sitting in a wheelchair. When I have pain and I had some surgeries, in my back, in my hip, and when I can make sujood, I feel like so confused. It makes me so confused. Go ask people who are sitting in the hospital, how do you feel if you cannot make sujood? But ask somebody who fears Allah and has a beautiful relationship with Allah. Sometimes we're too arrogant to make sujood. We have seen, in the World Cup, the Moroccan players making sujood. And even after they lost, they made sujood. And some people are making fun of them. No, we should make sujood. Sajdatul shakr lillahi azza wa jal. That I am pleased with Allah has decreed on me. that shows something of a higher value, something of trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So something that you internally, you're not defeated. It's just the game that's been defeated, but I'm still strong as a Muslim. We should not be defeated emotionally or mentally. We should always be strong. وَإِن تَنْصُرُوا اللَّهَ يَنْصُرْكُمْ. I have to keep this in my mind. إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَلِيُّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُدَافِعُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. But we have to get to the level of mu'mineen. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be my guardian. If I fail to do so, I cannot, be in a situation that I have tuma'nina, I have power, I have comfort, I have, peace of heart, that I am beneficial. Doesn't matter what happened, I am happy and content with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this is what husnul dhanni billahi azza wa jal. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم واستغفروه هو الغفور الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. Ibn al-Qayyim said, ومحبة لا تتقيد برضاء المحبوب وامتثال أوامره. Love. He said, لا تتقيد. This love is not connected. It's not tied up with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my love has a condition for you. My love to Allah has a condition. If Allah does not give me wealth and give me beautiful wife and give me children, then I am miserable. Why me? I'm going to leave Islam. Everything has a condition. So I tie my ibadah to a condition. As you know, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, he was praying until his feet swelled up, and Aisha radiallahu anha said, you going to enter Jannah, you Sayyidul Khalq, you the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أَلَا أَكُونُ عَبْدًا شَكُورًا. Should I be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and put in our mind, none of us enter Jannah illa bi rahmatillahi azza wa jal. None of us would enter Jannah except by the mercy of Allah. So when the Prophet ﷺ was doing qiyam and his feet swelled up, he used to pray with al-Baqarah and so on and so forth in the Quran. He stand there talking to his Creator. And Aisha saw his feet swell up. Why are you doing this? You're the Prophet, you're the best creation, you're going to Jannah. Should I be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He chose him, Sayyidul Khalq, and He chose us as Ummah Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salam. We should be grateful. We should be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should do the utmost in my effort to be a good Muslim and make a differences in people's life and in my life. And I try to leave something that I'm going to harvest when I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you have love that is not there to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-mahbub, وَامْتِثَالِ أَوَامِرِهِ, you do not practice what Allah told you. Allah has set boundaries for us. We should not go behind those boundaries. When I step out of it, I come right back and ask Allah's forgiveness. Inna Allah ghafurun rahim liman taba wa amana wa amila salihan. I have to have that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have to have that trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know my Lord, Allah, the Creator, say, خالق السماوات والأرض, He is most forgiving. When I bow to Him with sincerity and my tears come on my cheek, oh Allah, you know my situation. Whatever you decree, I accept it. الرضا بقضاء الله عز وجل. وفكر يجول فيما لا ينفع. Your mind, you keep thinking of things that has no benefit to you. We got so preoccupied with certain things. Sports, fame, musician, and your mind start thinking about things. How much time do you think in your relationship between you and Allah? How much time you spend on that? If you have a business, you take a piece of paper and say, I lost this, I did this, and this is to-do list that I have to change this behavior. Why don't you do that every Friday? You sit in the corner and take a piece of paper. I have done wrong to this person. I have behaved in a certain way. So I need to change and move this from the negative, السيئات الحسنات. So I have to act a certain way. I have to change my behavior. I have to change my relationship with Allah. Because you can't preoccupy and let your brain get fogged up and your heart get fogged up with things that Allah has decreed. So I have to think how to benefit myself, in worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to become successful business person with rida'illahi azza wa jalla, without committing any haram. This is extremely important. A lot of time when we're struggling, Allah knows best why we're struggling. Allah knows best why He does not want to give me wealth, who doesn't want to give you wealth. Allah knows best for each one of us. He created us. And He knows what's beneficial for us. So we must rethink our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وخدمة من لا تقربك خدمته إلى الله ولا تعود عليك بصلاح دنياك. A lot of time with service of others that's not going to benefit you. And you might be at service of others that lead you to haram. And you sacrifice. You sacrifice your faith. You sacrifice your dignity. You sacrifice your honor for things that they are temporarily. It could be a 15-minute thing, could be an hour, could be 2 hours, could be a day, could be a month, could be a year. But we forgot eternity. Jannatun arduha as-samawati wal-ard. Heaven that is what, as-samawati wal-ard. So we must go back and review our relationship with Allah. We must change our attitude. We must become beneficial to ourselves by pleasing Allah and following the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ and investing in this dunya to benefit in the akhirah. Islam does not tell you should not work hard and become wealthy and professional, but you have to create a balance. So don't sacrifice your akhirah for this dunya when Allah promised you rizq wa bis-sama'i rizqukum wa ma tu'adun. وخوفك ورجاؤك لمن ناصيته بيد الله وهو أسير في قبضته ولا يملك لنفسه ضرا ونفعا ولا موتا ولا حياة ولا نشورا. And this is very actually the way how human beings behave. You go to that person, he was going to make things happen to you. You go to that person, he was going to get you to the position. You go to that person, he was going to give you a job. You go to that person, going to help you in your PhD. You go to... None of them cannot benefit you except by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi tuma wallahi, nobody can benefit you except by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you go to the ruler of any country and tell him, you give me some of your wealth, and he said, I'm going to give it to you. If Allah does not want you to get it, you're not going to get it. Even if He wants to give you a power position and you were seeking that position, if Allah does not want you to get it, you're not going to get it. يؤتي الملك ممن شاء وينزع الملك ممن يشاء. So Allah gives and takes. I don't know why Allah gives certain people certain power. That is not my job to go around trying to figure this thing out. I have to figure my relationship with Allah, why Allah wants me to do certain things, why am I going through this situation, how can I change it, there is a dua. A dua udubbul ibadah. And we don't do it haphazard, like some people were making fun, about what's going on in the World Cup, how we ask Allah and how we, certain behavior, I don't want to say it in here in the manbar. التأدب مع الله عز وجل. We have to show a behavior that is pleasing to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أدعوني أستجب لكم. Make a dua, whatever it is pleasing, as long as it is halal. It is not harmful to others. Know your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Each one is facing the challenges in this life. In this room, many of us facing challenges. Each one has his own battles to fight. Allah gives this person this battle, He gives you this battle, He gives you a different battle. And this is what Allah wants us, and this is a test for us. Are we going to gain and fail? But one thing, we must love each other. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. We must understand that and put it to practice. Regardless of the challenges we face, regardless of the differences it happens, regardless of the argument we get into, at the end of the day, my heart, I still want good for you, your family, for your well-being. Even what happened in divorces, which our divorces become so hateful in the court system. I know people who spend $500,000 in divorce, and they never gave charity to the masjid. I know them personally. This is not something. Subhanallah. Allah bless you with so much money. Now, your family being destroyed. I have agony for them. But subhanallah, we need to rethink why certain things happen. And that divorce was so bitter, and there's so many divorces are bitter. Women that accuse their husband of certain behavior and vice versa. And then a family has been destroyed. For what? For an ego? For injustice? Do you think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that said He doesn't see what happens? وَإِن تُبْدُوا مَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ وَتُخْفُوهُ يُحَاسِبْكُم بِهِ اللَّهُ فَيَغْفِرُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ وَيُعَذِّبُ مَن يَشَاءُ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. وخوفك ورجاؤك لمن ناصية بيد الله هو أسير في قبضته ولا يملك لنفسه ضرا ولا نفعا ولا موتا ولا حياة ولا نشورا. This is very clear. Keep this in your mind. If you ask Allah. Ask Allah for anything you want, and it doesn't happen, does not mean that Allah did not answer your dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep some of your dua until you meet Him. Maybe you go into a struggle that Allah will block, something that was coming harmful to you, and He wants you to stay in the situation you are. And He wants to listen to your dua. Because you love Him. You love Allah. We have the greatest values in the planet, which is this deen. We have this beautiful ni'mah of Islam. But we are failing because we're away from the deen. We are failing because we're not practicing what our beloved Prophet told us to do. We're not facing the challenges together when they are challenges. When you become an individual and everybody's by himself, it's very difficult to face challenges or win the battles. If the soldier will go to war and each soldier fight by himself, and there is thousands of people, he's not going to win. But when soldiers come together and they believe in the strength of togetherness, but they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا النَّصْرُ إِلَّا مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. So we have to deal with every situation with contentment and pleasure, and know that Allah loves me no matter what happened in my life. Allah knows better, what's good for me. I should never get angry. I should only get angry when things are violating what Allah told us not to violate. When the haram being practiced and we sit content, my heart does not feel any pain or agony. My mind is about always something. My ibadah is always about something. And you see injustice happening to people. You see rights being violated. You see people don't have any food, don't have any water. And it does not give you any pain in your heart. Then you must go and review your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know I have to close. So, Allahumma hadina fi man hadayt, wa barakna fi ma atayt, wa qina sharra man hadayt. Allahumma hadina wa hadi bina. Allahumma hadina wa hadi bina. Allahumma hadi ala hada al-Islam, wa habib ilayhim al-Islam wal muslimin, واجعلنا نكون قدوة لهم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وارحم أمواتنا واشف مرضانا. يا رب اللهم اصلح بناءنا وبناتنا وأزواجنا. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا. اللهم يا رب ارزق النصر لإخواننا في كل مكان. اللهم انصر النصر لإخواننا في كل مكان. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide the people of this country to love Islam and Muslim and be an example for, to them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give victory to every Muslim in every place. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us love Him and love the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam and practice this deen in the best of practice. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put contentment in our heart. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer our dua, to have mercy on us and bless our parents and the loved one that departed and returned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our daughters, our wives, and our sisters, and our children. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put barakah in everything we do. We Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give victory to our brothers, in the World Cup, because they united people's heart. Wallahi, they united people's heart. What they have done is by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they have accomplished so much that people were all over, and they never forget the cause of Palestine. So people knew the cause of Palestine because of the Moroccan team. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give victory to all of us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to unite us at Ummah Sayyidina Muhammad. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآخر الصلاة.
Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.